take a deep breath, open your mind, be willing to hear me out. So, one of the first things men hate that women say in the early stages of dating is, I'm the prize. The issue isn't in you thinking you're a prize, you're special, any of that, at least not from my perspective. The issue is, are you creating a one-sided dynamic where you have greater value than the man in this relationship? Now, here's a reality. Talk to any happy couple, any couple that's been together for a good minute, and you will see that no one will claim that they themselves are the prize. They will acknowledge and recognize that both people are of great value in the relationship. Because listen, talk to a woman that has a good man and she can tell you she has a blessing. A blessing. And as well as talk to that man and he say he's been blessed. And that's the right mentality to have, because we have to go into these relationships understanding that, listen, we are both human beings who want to be loved, who want to be valued, who want to be respected, okay? And we can't create anything that allows either one of us to think we're better than the other. So I'm sure many of you are hearing online where some men are saying now they are the prize. And think about how that would make you feel if a man said that to you while dating you. You would probably think the same thing. You would probably think he's self-centered. He's going to be selfish. You know what I'm saying? He may be narcissistic, okay? It will start to plant those negative thoughts into your head, those negative seeds. So of course, naturally, it can happen on the flip side. So if you are inclined to say the statement, you are the prize, I encourage you to follow that up by then saying, but I recognize that a great man is a prize too. That way he knows, okay, we're working together here. It's not a one-sided affair. All right, so now we have number 2. This is, you look like you have a lot of women. All right. What the hell you expect that man to say? Like, let's just say he actually does, right? You think he's gonna be like, yep, I absolutely do. Now, some men might do that, but a lot of men, it's like, he's trying to date you right now. He's focused on trying to get to know you, and you bringing up other women. If that man said to you, oh, you probably got a lot of men, there's a very good chance many of you, maybe not all, but many of you would think this dude's insecure. This dude's worried about the wrong things. I'm not saying there aren't situations where people are just being playful and it's taken as a joke and they laugh. And I think that's more likely when it's like a one-time thing. When it's a reoccurring statement, it starts to get a little annoying and starts to look like a red flag, all right? And you as a woman have to ask yourself, what's at the source of this, all right? Is it that deep inside, I do feel he's a player, and now I'm trying to use this quote-unquote playful banter to see if I can pull something out of him or find out some more information? Is it that I'm projecting these types of negative thoughts onto him because the last guys I got with turned out to be players? You got to find out what it is, because here's the thing. If it stems from something that you've experienced or a lack of trust, there's a very good chance this is going to start to show up in other different areas, because at the end of the day, you are still struggling with whatever it is you have been through before, and you have not come to peace with it. And you're not letting this man show you who he is, but not only letting him show you who he is rather than projecting things onto him, but you're also not focusing on the good. And I know some of you might feel like, oh, it's not that serious. Listen, again, a lot of times it is. A lot of times if you're real with yourself, it is. And the reality is that a lot of women self-sabotage potential relationships in the dating phase because they're not allowing themselves to embrace the good that's happening in front of them. They're too much in their head. They're questioning everything, and not questioning in the healthy way, but again, questioning in a way that projects onto this situation something negative. Sometimes this happens due to friends and family contaminating the situation. So basically, sometimes women want to go and whether it's brag, show off, or just share their joy with others, they tell their friends, associates about this man they're dating. And that other woman just has to find a way to interject something negative. That's not always the case, but many of y'all have experienced that. And now she starts planting these things into your brain to make you insecure about the situation. Because let's say she just had a situation where the guy seemed great at first. So now it's like, oh, well, girl, you can't trust it. Oh, you better be careful. Make sure you are not letting other people, your past, whatever other factors creep into your mind and into your spirit to now throw off a potentially good situation. Don't worry about if he got this one, that one, unless you guys are in a relationship. That's the other thing. When we're just dating, yes, we would ideally love or like for people to just date one person, right? But the reality is that people, if they are single, are free to date more than one person if they like. You're free to do it. He's free to do it. To me, the focus should not be on whether they're dating other people or not. The focus should be on, are they showing up in the dating process the way that you need? If he's seeing a couple other people, he's still been talking to them. And again, you guys aren't official. You're just dating. But he is communicating with you. You guys are hanging out. He is giving you full time and attention. Then focus on that. And then once we decide that we're going to move into something official, or we agree on being exclusive and official, then we can say, all right, well, if there are anybody else circling around, those people need to go. The next thing men hate when women say in the early stages of dating is, how much money do you have? Now, if there's one thing, or one of the biggest things that men fear when it comes to women, is she only wants me for my money. The fear is so strong that even men who don't have money still have the fear. It's like he ain't got no money to lose, and he's still worried that you are only after the imaginary money. Like, or that eventually when he starts making it, that's what you're going to start being focused on. So when you ask that kind of question while dating, it can trigger that fear. For women, you do have to get out of the mindset, those of you who are in it, of the how much he makes versus how he handles his money. Because a lot of women, even when they say, I want a man making six figures, well, there's a statistic that shows 43% of people making 200 grand a year. I may be a little off with the numbers, but I know it's like a high number. Like 200 grand a year are still living check to check. All right. So there are individuals that, yes, can say, well, yeah, I make six figures, and they still broke. They're still struggling for various reasons. Then you can have someone else who makes 60, 70 and lives a good life, lives great, don't have no issues whatsoever. So it's more so about the financial management, the literacy, the relationship with money. Okay. And then if you're someone who's looking for a man who is willing to provide, is that even his ideology? And I say that to say that just because he makes the money, don't mean he's going to spend the money on you. So there's a different type of discussion that has to be had. But ultimately, just asking how much money you got, yeah, that's going to be a problem for a lot of guys. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there.